Ladies and gentlemen, Peter Maniata's team promotion proudly presents an interstate super middleweight contest. Scheduled 6 rounds of boxing. Your judges assigned for this bout under the 10-point maximum: Andrew Campbell, Wayne Ashdown, Brian Membry. Your timekeeper at the bell, Damien Murray. Welcome back to Melbourne City Hall, ladies and gentlemen. Introducing first on my left, occupying the blue corner. He comes via the mighty city of Burnie on the northwest coast of Tasmania with his mentor, Jerry Meverson, former international and Olympic Games referee and judge. Ladies and gentlemen, he's fought some of the biggest names in Australian boxing: Josh Clemsaw, Danny the Green Machine, Jason Delisle. Ladies and gentlemen, he comes to centre ring following a big win in Fort Knox this year. 16 professional fights, 7 wins, 9 losses, 4 big wins coming by way of knockout. Proudly wearing trunks of red, white and green, with Greg Grogan in the corner. Would you welcome Tasmania's uncrowned champion, the Magic Man, Frank Ciampa. Ciampa. And across the ring, occupying the red corner, with Team Slatter, David, Brian and Jim from the Knox Boxing Club. He was a 2-time Victorian amateur champion, scaling 72.85 kilograms. The Cranbourne Celebrity, wearing red and white, Daniel Porky Lovett. Your referee, Long John McCubbin. Here we go. Let's get it on. It's showtime.
Righto, boys. Both of you are experienced fighters. I've spoken to you in the dressing rooms. Now, I'll band my commands at all times. If one should get knocked down, go to the furthest neutral corner until I tell you to come out, and then box again. All right, shake hands and have a good one.
This one, Lovett, had a huge win here in December last year. He's had a huge crowd here, and Howard Lee sets them on their way. Big John McCubbin, the referee, as Ciampa now bounces into action. Lovett looking very, very confident in the middle of the ring.
Ciampa's a hard opponent to beat. He's been in with Danny Green, Jason Delisle, Ben Crumpton. He's been in with the best fighters in Australia.
And Lovett there goes straight to the midsection with that right hand. Nice little punch, that.
Angelo Hyder called me on Thursday. He was in the car with Jeff Fennick. They were just about to go and play golf in Perth. They got a show tomorrow night. And he used to train Frank Ciampa, Angelo Hyder. He said, look, watch out, this kid can punch.
Well, Frank Ciampa can box all right. He's had a couple of good stousers over the last 2 or 3 years. This will be Lovett's toughest fight so far. Don't you worry about that.
This is Lovett's first step up in the grade.
It really is, Peter. Lovett had that very auspicious debut a while back. And he's a real crowd pleaser, Lovett. He's got the crowd right behind him, hasn't he, Peter?
He definitely has.
And strong, tough-looking customer, Lovett, and trained by Jimmy Slatter over there in the red corner.
Very popular lad down in Cranbourne, Lovett.
Oh, big left hand from Lovett. May have just rocked Ciampa slightly, but they seems to be all right. And McCubbin splits them. That was a big punch from Lovett. He's starting to measure Ciampa, and he's got a vicious left hook. Ciampa's moving around, trying to avoid that left hook. But that was an enormous punch from Lovett.
Don't underestimate Ciampa, Stephen.
No, I don't. A lot of respect for him. He's moving away from Lovett at this point. Comes in with the right hand. A straight right at Ciampa. Frank needs to stabilise at this time of the fight. Oh, another right hand had him reeling back. And Lovett in a scrimmage. McCubbin will split them. Big John McCubbin, he won't put up with any mucking around. Oh, and again Lovett there now tangled up. Ciampa did the right thing and grappled there with Lovett, but by golly, he's so heavy with his punching power, Lovett.
Working overtime, Lovett.
Lovett again with the right hand, caught Ciampa in the esophagus. Hammering away in the corner, a lot of that was smothered.
Couple of excellent rights there from Lovett.
Oh, right hand just missed. Would have put his head up in the canvas, that one, in the roof, if he had hit him with that one. Lovett is, he's explosive, Peter. He's an explosive fighter, Lovett.
He's an excitement machine. He's exactly what Victorian boxing needs.
He really is, Peter.
He could be the next big hero, this kid.
A total crowd pleaser, and he's a scientist, isn't he, Peter?
He reminds me of Russell Crowe when they rolled him out in a Gladiator.
He's well on top in this first round. well on top now. McCubbin is putting
Line
a
the
standing
count.
8 count on Ciampa. Ciampa's looking at his corner. He's bending over to get some oxygen. And doesn't look overly confident or happy at the moment, Frank Ciampa. And there goes the bell for the end of a dominant Lovett first round. No doubt about that, Robert.
How did you score that, Stephen?
Oh, definite 10-9, no doubt about that.
Peter, Lovett is just an utter crowd pleaser. He really is the excitement machine of boxing, isn't he?
Yeah.
And you're quite right. He's what Victorian boxing needs. You just couldn't get a better candidate. And he's such a draw card, Peter. The crowd just get right behind him. They come from far and wide. I mean, Cranbourne's a long way, and they don't hesitate to back their man. It's great, isn't it?
Well, you'd have to say that round was dominated by Daniel Lovett, save for about the first 20 seconds. From then on, when Lovett hit Ciampa with that, I think it was a big right hand, that just started the procession of punches. And we need to see here as to whether or not Ciampa's forces can regain some composure and he can fight his way back into this bout. 6 3-minute rounds. Round 2.
It's a tall order, Stephen. I mean, it's early days, and he's clearly affected by the treatment that Lovett has given him.
No doubt about that, Robert. It's been devastating so far. Ciampa's withstood the pressure of those punches, the power of them so far.
He's a tough boy, Frank Ciampa. As we said, he's been in with Danny Green, Jason Delisle, Ben Crompton, big names.
A huge boxing pedigree, Peter. You just can't take it away from him, can you?
Lovett with that right hand again. Swinging into the, and you'll see Ciampa has got a huge mouse and welt starting underneath your right eye. Won't cause him any big problems, but that's going to be is that a shiner and a half?
Oh, definitely a big mouse there, Stephen. That'll cause him problems if this bout goes the distance.
Need a block of ice on that tonight, that's for sure.
Oh, my word.
Lovett now dominating the fight from, he's forcing the issue, Lovett. He's chasing Ciampa all round the ring.
Ciampa's got, he's beaten Dean Gaither, Sergio Lalafilio. He's beaten some good names, Frank Ciampa.
Oh, some outstanding people. A great boxing background. You know, as you said, Peter, a step up in class for Lovett, and he's handling it so well.
He's handling it, I'll borrow a line off you, he's handling it superbly.
He really is, and this is what boxing needs. This lad has got the potential to go all the way. He'll be boxing for a Commonwealth title before we know it.
Yep, he's a middleweight who's got the power of a light heavy.
Oh, hasn't he? Look at his body. His body is just immaculately turned out. He is the peak of physical fitness, isn't he?
Well, I've done the work in the gym, noted about that.
Well, apparently he does prodigious work with his sparring and his attentions to combinations. He really thinks his combinations out. He knows when to strike whenever his opponent's exposed.
Now Ciampa tying up Lovett. The Lovett crowd becoming exuberant in the background. They're a little bit impatient, I'd say, for their man. He's up against a good fighter here. This has got all the hallmarks of going the distance.
They should realise how awkward and tough Ciampa is.
A very awkward opponent.
Well, you're quite right, Peter, and bear in mind we're only in the second round, and this is a bout that's scheduled to go 6 rounds.
He fought Danny Green and gave Danny Green 4 kilo and, you know, lasted 4 rounds with Danny Green.
Well, that just tells you something, doesn't it? And I think you've got to bear in mind, Stephen, that Lovett doesn't need to push the pace up. He's on top, he's doing it comfortably. Just keep working away. As you see again, great right hand.
Yep, he keeps landing that right hand. That's an enormous punch for Lovett. It's a very strong, wicked roundhouse right hand that comes straight in on that cheekbone, and that's where he's doing the damage.
Totally effective, but don't take away from all his others. His exposition of the jab. Look at this.
Well, he started to measure Ciampa there, but Ciampa was did very well in that corner. He avoided 2 big right, straight right and a left jab. And a straight left. He avoided 3 of those 4 punches beautifully then, Ciampa. And I'll give him some credit there. In fact, that round he tied Lovett up quite well, I thought. Tied him up beautifully.
I think I'd give our ringside hostess the credit here, Stephen. She's doing an excellent job.
Yes, they have the Spanish dancing ensemble on tonight, I'd say.
Need a few castanets and we'll be in business. No, but Stephen, I think you've got to bear in mind that, look, Ciampa's a man of extraordinary experience. This is Lovett's, what is it, Peter? I think his second fight or third fight?
Third fight.
Third fight, yeah.
2 fights for 2 first-round knockouts.
And it's a big step up in class. And, you know, all he needs to do over 6 rounds is just measure Ciampa and a bit more later in the bout. I mean, he'll really come home flying. You can see that a mile off.
That's an excellent assessment. There's no doubt about that. Round 3 coming up. Frank Ciampa coming out of the blue corner. He has red trunks on with green and white frayed edges. And young Lovett, of course, with the red trunks and white bands across those trunks and a white waistband.
They're white lateral stripes, Stephen.
Well, not completely lateral, but you'd say angular stripes, Robert.
I disagree.
Lovett, of course, in excellent condition, physical condition. Both boys looking very fit now. Lovett, again, Ciampa moving away and moving around. Probably a good idea from Ciampa, so that he can unbalance Lovett with that right hand. That's the one he's got to stay away from, is that big right hand from Lovett.
He doesn't want Lovett to set. He just keeps moving Lovett around and sticking the jab out, being very awkward.
Yeah, what he's trying to do a bit at the moment,
It's
Peter's
too dangerous. Once Lovett sets and starts punching, he can knock you out, and Ciampa knows that. So he's
yes, he's getting frustrated already, Lovett. Dropped his gloves in for a minute because he's sick of Ciampa just dancing. But he's got to get used to this because he's going to meet guys of all types when he's in the boxing ring.
Well, full marks to Ciampa. It shows his experience. He's running like a thief.
Oh, what's that? I think it was a big left hook that time that caught Ciampa. A huge punch. Brought him to ground. He caught him moving. Ciampa was moving and Lovett picked that move. A semaphore really that was moving that way. Now Ciampa shows some aggression now. He realises he's going to have to throw some leather now on Lovett. And not a bad thing to do from Ciampa to start attacking, I'd say.
That's Ciampa's experience there.
Yeah.
Any bloke who's copped a punch like Ciampa did and can come back the way he did, he's still got...
Oh, big left hand from Ciampa caught Lovett. It was a nice punch from Frank. And a bit of talking going on here between these two as well, I think.
Frank's been with us for a long time. He's a fantastic campaigner. A lot of people would have been down by this.
Oh, they wouldn't have got back up, Peter.
He got up and had a wink to his corner. He's all right.
And he went in and had a go, Peter. He showed what he's made of.
Oh, Lovett, they just caught Ciampa with the left hand right on the point of the jaw, but Ciampa stood his ground. Great courage from Frank Ciampa. And the Lovett corner have told him to go after Ciampa now. They've said he's there for the taking. That's what they were looking like, they were passing on the message. But Frank Ciampa looks like he's got plenty of gas in the tank. Don't you worry about that.
Oh, yeah, very, very fit boxer, and he can go the distance. You've got to wear him down, Stephen.
Yeah, no doubt. And again, Ciampa moving around. I think Frank, if he can keep on the attack a bit, it'd be all right, I'd say. But he doesn't want to get into that position with Lovett chopping away at him.
A magnificent jab from Lovett.
Yeah, he caught Frank, put himself in a stationary position, and that's no good for him with a guy like Lovett, who once he sets himself, as Peter said, he'll go after you. And again, he's chopping away. I think McCubbin is going to put a standing 8 count again on Frank Ciampa for that. And Lovett goes to the neutral corner, as the referee indicated. And now he brings them back together. Now, the bell again saves Ciampa.
Well, I don't know that it saves him. I disagree. Ciampa showed his professionalism, Stephen. He ran like a thief. He scientifically avoided a lot of the lethal combinations.
Oh, yes, yeah. When I say save, I didn't mean from a knockdown or anything, but from a further fusilage of punches, which he just received from Lovett, who was ready to move in again. So I think Frank was happy the bell went. It could mean he could regroup his forces, get his energy back and get back into his corner.
Which he'll do. Which he will do. Do not underestimate Frank Ciampa.
Oh, there's no one here at this table has underestimated Frank Ciampa. He's might be behind on points, but he's still in this as long as he keeps away from Ciampa by moving around, and occasionally moves in on the attack and tries to deliver some heavy artillery himself. But if he just stands there, if he ever gets motionless, he's in big trouble.
How did you score that round, Stephen?
10-9 to Lovett. Again, Robert, I've got him 2 or 3 points up. Because we're going to have to do a report. I've already seen it. Have you? Yeah. All right, well...
absolutely exciting bout here tonight, Peter. You've done it once again. A wonderful match-up here to be commended. It really is the crowd puller of the night, isn't it?
Thank you, Robert.
These two lads have done a fantastic effort. It really is something, isn't it?
Now, Lovett now is... he's getting frustrated again. He just dropped the hands again to say, gee whiz, this bloke's irritating me. And no doubt he is, because that's his tactics.
Well, Ciampa, as I said, is experienced, and that's where the science of this, the tactics come in.
No, that's a good point. Now, Lovett's going to have to sort out for himself what he's going to do about that. He's got a moving target. He's got to measure himself and regroup to find some new tactics to combat that.
What you've got to do with a bloke like Ciampa is get him on the ropes or in a corner. Don't let him run like a thief. That's something Lovett's got to learn. He'll pick it up quickly enough, and he's doing a good job. But you can't let a bloke like Ciampa continue to run, which is he's doing it very well, Ciampa. Look,
he's doing it very well. Well, I don't know what Lovett can do to chop. He's got to chop the corners off. He's got, as you said, he's got to pin him. It's hard to pin a guy who's moving around like that.
Well, in my day, Stephen, I'd charge him and get him into the ropes and hope I could get away with it without being pulled up by the referee.
Yeah, well, he's doing that now.
Porky can't be lazy. Ciampa's throwing some sneaky right hands.
Oh, he is.
And then, well, he bounced back out again. I mean, Lovett is finding it difficult to pin Ciampa to any ropes at this point in time. Which is a pat on the back for Ciampa, because it means that he's frustrating Lovett, and Lovett can't tactically work that out.
Shows you what a professional Ciampa is.
Well, yes, a swinging right hand was a nice punch.
It's a cut over
and he's
Lovett's
opened up Lovett's left eye. He's got an eye cut that's dripping into the eye there, Lovett. Yeah, Ciampa's opened him up here. This is going to put a big effect on this fight at this point in time. The doctor will have a look at this at the end of the round, and that's a cut that's dripping right into that left eye. A big swinging right hand from Ciampa did the damage.
Was it a headbutt?
I don't think so. I mean, I thought it was the swinging right hand. And again, Lovett gets caught with the left. Now, John McCubbin might even have a look at that eye in a minute. He's having a word to Ciampa about something. Lovett, he's been frustrated here, Lovett. And Ciampa, an experienced campaigner, showing good tactics here. That eye is, now where's the cut? Is it, I thought it was right above the eye. Could be to the side. Or is it a cheekbone cut? It's a bit hard to tell.
Just below the left eye, Steve.
Ciampa moving around. Lovett unable to cut him off. He does catch him in the red corner, going mad now, Lovett. Oh, big right hand. Caught Ciampa, but he was equal to the task. Now, let's have a look at that eye. Oh, boy. I would say that Frank Ciampa went very close to winning that round. Very, very close.
How did you score it, Stephen?
I'm still working it out, Robert, but gee whiz, I reckon that, well, he's opened up Lovett. We'll have to get an official decision on it. Peter Lewis is in the ring. He's looking at the boy. John McCubbin is having words to the Ciampa camp. What about, I don't know at the moment. Howard Lee is asking John McCubbin what the cut was.
Well,
and we'll see if we can get his attention here.
Stephen, you under...
Oh, yeah. Headbutt or punch? Punch. Headbutt. Seems like it was a headbutt. An accidental headbutt to Lovett. You were correct there, Peter. Peter Maniatis, our promoter, expert commentator ringside, was correct in that. It looks like that was an accidental headbutt because the fight goes on.
He called it as a clash of heads, Stephen.
Clash of heads?
Yes.
Only just at the end of that round, though, Robert. We didn't know during the round what it was, so I called a punch. But Howard Lee called John McCubbin over to get an official referee decision.
Stephen, I think it demonstrates just what a sweet science boxing is. You cannot predict what will happen. Anything can and will happen in this game. And a round or so ago, you had Ciampa written off, and he's come right back. And even though it's an accidental clash of heads, it shows you just how the pendulum can swing in this sweet science of boxing.
Yeah, that's correct. Anything can happen, we know that for sure. And Lovett now tries to pin Ciampa in his own corner. And again, he's after Ciampa here. A couple of skimming punches off the jaw of Ciampa. Ciampa can take that, and he keeps bouncing around. Oh, vicious right hand from Ciampa, but Lovett beautifully ducked it, showed skill. That eye's bleeding again. I think there's a bit of blood to there.
Not a great deal. There's a more of a mouse underneath it. There's not much blood dripping like when it initially opened up, Stephen.
Yeah, I'm still concerned about it, about where that, if it's causing him any trouble, but he seems to be all right, Lovett.
Oh, the lad's fine.
He's learning a lot off this fight. He's learning to settle. He's just a lot more balanced. He looks good, Porky.
He is, Peter, and look at the concentration on him. That is a picture of concentration. He is watching. He doesn't take his eyes off his man. He's looking for that opening, and he'll get it.
Yep, shaking his head a couple of times there, Lovett again, and Ciampa sticks the glove out, and Lovett getting very frustrated now as looks like he's going to debate the issue with Ciampa as he bounces around again.
Yeah, well, Ciampa's running like a thief, and you can understand why he'd do that. He's making Lovett catch him. Yep. That's good boxing skills, Stephen. You've got to appreciate that.
I do, and in fact, I'm enjoying this contest because it just shows that Lovett has limitations on his tactics. That's what it shows.
Well, in my day, I'd charge him, and that's what Lovett's doing. That's the way you get Ciampa. You charge him into a corner. I hope the referee...
He sneaks a sneaky right hand as you're coming in. You can walk into one doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he can't cut him off because he doesn't seem to... have the skills at this point. I'm not bagging the kid, but...
well, it sounds like it.
Well, we're in round 5, and he had Ciampa on toast in the first round, and Ciampa's still here, so that shows that Lovett has been unable to come to terms with the tactics.
Well, I told you, don't underestimate Ciampa, Stephen.
No, I'm not underestimating him, Robert. I'm just saying Lovett can't come to terms with his tactics. He has not come up with a solution. Well, he just shakes his head and wants to debate the issue.
Yeah, well, since Ciampa started running like a thief.
And the crowd, and that's the Lovett crowd, aren't happy with the tactics, but that's the tactics to me are excellent. They've been thought out by the Ciampa camp beautifully, I'd say, and that round was another even round.
Well, of course, Stephen, how did you score that?
Another even round, Robert. I've got rounds 4 and 5 even. The first 3 rounds going to Lovett, so he's still ahead on points because he did a fair bit of damage in the first 3 rounds.
Well, there's Lovett's cut man applying adrenaline to the cut. Who's his cut man tonight, Stephen?
Sorry, Robert, I had trouble with my equipment then.
I just wanted Lovett's cut man is applying adrenaline to that cut. He seems to have a pretty good cut man in the corner. In my view, Keith Ellis Sr. would probably be the best cut man in the business, but Len Swettenham was always a good follow-up.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Look, they've done an excellent job on that eye. I thought last round he may have been affected by it somewhat, but he's okay now. He couldn't blame that at this point. So Ciampa now for the last round, 6 rounds, is bouncing around again. Now, Lovett, the pressure is on this kid. We know he's a big puncher. He had a great debut. He's now got to work out what he's going to do with this guy now. He's ahead on points just, but the job's ahead of him.
Oh, he's comfortably ahead on points, Stephen. The point I'm making is you had him written off in about round 3, Ciampa. And,
oh, no, I've never written Ciampa off, Robert.
Oh,
never at any stage did I write Ciampa off. In fact, he's done an excellent job of moving around and frustrating Lovett through from that first round when I was concerned about him. I was worried about him only at the end of the 3rd round after that fusilage of punches, but the bell went and gave him a chance to relax. But I've never, ever written off Frank Ciampa.
You said Ciampa was on toast. That Lovett had him
I
on
said
toast.
He had him on toast in that fusilage of punches, but not for the fight, not at that point, not when the bell went and gave Ciampa a chance to relax in the corner. So
you were demonstrably wrong with respect to
well,
Ciampa. He did not have him on toast.
Not at all. Never at any stage was I incorrect in that passage of fighting of 20 seconds worth of boxing when Lovett hit him 5 times when he was in a bit of difficulty. Now here comes John McCubbin. He's having a word to Ciampa. He is going to Has he deducted any points? No, he's warned him. Now, I'd say he's warned him because the idea...
He didn't speak to the judges. He didn't speak to the judges, just a warning.
No, just a warning. I agree with you there. The warning was no doubt for his tactics. I'd say he's saying he's got to be more positive in his approach to the fighter. He would deduct a point. That's probably what he said.
Oh, come on, Stephen. You can run like a thief at any time. You and I have...
Well, Robert, if you've got another answer for that, for what did McCubbin say to him? What do you think he said to him?
It looked to me very much like he was having a bit of a go at him about some of the... you looked at... Oh!
Daniel Lovett caught Ciampa with a big left hook. Caught him on the ropes, now ripping into the rib cage, but McCubbin has pushed him back.
Oh, he's stunned Ciampa.
Ciampa now has grappling with Lovett. Lovett not complaining, he's getting on with it. And Big John McCubbin is happy with what's going on here now. Ciampa swinging a left hook, missed.
Stunned Ciampa. Ciampa's running out of gas in the tank, Stephen. Oh, a nice left. Nice left to the head.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but I think this fight's going to go the distance. No doubt about that now. It will go the distance unless Lovett, it's a 50-1. He gets in a punch, and there we go. And Frank Ciampa has beautifully survived. A fantastic effort. Great tactics. Did get a warning from the referee for those tactics, but it didn't cost him any mileage on the scorecard. And Daniel Lovett now talking to his corner. And I would say more than likely Lovett has got home on points, but by no more than about 3 points, I would say.
If you got a final score there for us, Stephen. I have to echo Peter Maniatis' sentiments, Stephen, in that this is a big step up in class for young Lovett. It'll do him the world of good. Frank Ciampa is a very experienced campaigner. He showed just what he's made of. He knows every trick in the book, and you can rest assured that Lovett will be very much the wiser boxer for that outing with Frank Ciampa. In fact, as I said before, I have no doubt we'll see Lovett as a Commonwealth champion in due course, and in no small way his ability to achieve that Commonwealth belt will be assisted by this bout tonight. It really is a defining moment in Daniel Lovett's career, Stephen.
Yes, although whereas after that first Lovett fight we thought this bloke is awesome and he's powerful, and he is very powerful. He struggled here tonight with tactics. No doubt the Slaughter brothers in his camp will address that issue, but he found himself after round one unable to come to terms with Ciampa's tactics of constantly moving around this vast boxing ring, and Ciampa has to be given all credit, knowing that he didn't have the strength of what Lovett's got to avoid a lot of heavy artillery, and he more than did his job. He survived that bout. I've got Lovett just winning on points.
Stephen, I disagree. I thought that Lovett was doing very well till the end of round 3, and you recall he standing out. 8 count was applied by John McCubbin on at least 2 occasions prior to the end of round 3, but after round 3 Ciampa changed his tactics and started running like a thief, and Lovett couldn't deal with a boxer who wasn't dealing with him face on, going in there and fronting him, and when he had to chase Ciampa, it was a novel approach to boxing, and this is some of the things you learn as a youngster. You've got to come across different tactics, the different science, the different combinations, and it took Lovett a while to come to grips with it. Towards the end of, or into the 6th round, Lovett worked it out.
We'll have to stop for a moment, go to Howard Lee for the interviews.
Judge Wayne Ashton is at 53-60. Judge Andrew Campbell 51-60. Judge Brian Lindley 52-60. All for the winner from the red corner.
Anyway, another night.
Another night, Frank Ciampa, the main man from Tassie. Okay, the traditional pre-cheers for Porky Lovett. Hip hip! Hip hip! Hip hip! It's a nasty eye there. Was that a punch or a head clash there?
No, yeah, had a head clash just over here in the later rounds, but yeah, no, it's all good now. I've won, so that's what I come here for. Once again, just thanks Jimmy, all my corner, for all their help and time they put in with me. Yeah, just everyone that's helped me come up for like to thank everyone that's helped me out with sparring. Daryl Ford, always get sparring over at Glenroy. Yeah, just everyone that's helped out through training, and all my mates. Don't, give me a hard time and come down to watch. Yeah, just everyone. Thanks a lot.